No plan B. That from Press Secretary Sean Spicer as the clock winds down for Republicans to get their Obamacare replacement bill passed. The White House is striking an optimistic tone.
I think we're doing it. I mean, we piece by piece, member by member, we're getting there, and we're getting much closer. The last couple days, there's Plan A and Plan A. We're going to get this done. We're going to get it done. That's it, plain and simple. I'm not looking, as I mentioned, we're not looking at a Plan B.
Adam Cancryn is on Capitol Hill. He's a healthcare reporter for Politico. Adam, thanks for joining us.
Of course, it's good to be with you.
So some late developments. We are hearing now that Congressman Mark Meadows, who heads up the House Freedom Caucus, the group of conservative Republicans who had opposed the Republican plan, is perhaps finding some common ground. Are you hearing anything about that?
They are working on it. It is not there yet. That's what they kind of want to emphasize. But they're saying that, look, we're going to be working, negotiating with the White House, with GOP leadership, in order to try and kind of find some kind of middle ground, something they can accept ahead of this Thursday vote. So not there yet, but they're still working.
I mean, how significant is that, Adam? As you well know, Congressman Meadows was among the staunchest critics of this bill, maintaining, as some conservatives had said, that it was Obamacare light, that it essentially was not conservative enough. Even though, as you say, this is not a done deal yet, the notion that there is a quote-unquote framework there would seem to be progress from the White House's perspective, certainly.
From the White House perspective and from GOP leadership, certainly, the House Freedom Caucus maintains they still have 25 votes that are ready to go against this bill, and that would be more than needed to kind of kill it on the House floor. So they're holding out. They're saying, look, you got to give us what we want. We're going to negotiate essentially as long as it takes in order to get this. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and start again. So they feel like they're in a good negotiating position at this point.
Well, so Paul Ryan, the House Speaker, has certainly touted President Trump's ability to connect with constituents, his capabilities as a closer and deal maker. If this bill, in fact, goes to a vote and were to fail, how damaging would that be politically for both Speaker Ryan and President Trump?
Well, it would be a major setback for the legislative agenda, and one that's an ambitious agenda. President Trump has talked about doing a number of things, chiefly tax reform, doing something on infrastructure, rewriting trade deals, and that is all held up by health care. If they don't get this health care bill done, it's going to be much harder to move on, given the fact that they've been promising their base for 7, 8 years now, that the first thing they're going to do when they get into power is to tear down Obamacare. So this is the big roadblock. They've got to get back past it. And if they don't, it's going to be very, very difficult, I think, to be able to just brush it off and move on.
So I am just being handed a wire here from Reuters that, in fact, he has talked to the White House about adding an amendment to this Republican health care bill that would cut essential health benefits mandated by Obamacare. Can you just break down for us, Adam, what is that all about? This is really the sticking point for conservatives.
Sure. And Obamacare essentially put into place a minimum level of benefits that any plan has to offer to people. And essentially saying, look, no matter what plan you buy, you are going to get these set number of benefits. The House Freedom Caucus, Mark Meadows, believes that that should be done away with, that anything short of getting rid of those so-called essential health benefits is basically leaving the framework of Obamacare in place and kind of perpetuating that. So they want to essentially strip it out, and they're not trusting some earlier assurances that House leadership said, we will instruct the Senate to kind of figure that out, to figure out a way to get the essential health benefits out of there. Instead, they want that now before it goes to a full floor vote in the House.
So I'm seeing here as well that Congressman Meadows has said that he's, quote unquote, very optimistic that lawmakers can find common ground on the health care bill by noon Eastern time on Thursday. How dramatic a shift would that be from where the Republican Party was just 24 hours or so ago?
Well, if they can get the House Freedom Caucus on board, it seems like they may have the votes. Again, we don't have an exact whip count. We don't know exactly how many on the conservative side. There are some more centrist Republicans who are also saying that they're going to vote against this for various other reasons. So it would be, but it would be a big deal if they could get those 20, 25 votes on board. It may push them over the 215 that they need to get this passed.
All right, Adam Cancryn on Capitol Hill for us. Adam, thanks so much for your insight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.